bare long to like think of. I was like PABLOLITICS. It's like yes, but I'm not gonna be doing.
It's not just politics. Though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing just politics and that. It was like I need something more original, and it also wasn't really my idea. The PABLOLITIcs. It was like a friend that gave it to me because I didn't know of a name, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I don't know. One day I just sat down. I just sat down. I was like, little talks. I was in the kitchen talking. I was like, little talks. I was like, yeah, nah, that's when I rang. And then rather than overthinking, I was like, just do it, publish it, and whatever happens, happens. And then if I want to change it, I can always change it. So.
Oh, that's pattern still.
Yeah, literally. Otherwise, it just gets tediously long.
I didn't know that was happening.
Black people
could. Keyword could.
It's true.
Feature.
So on a suck with people. Fuck for this
British
country,
money for the
fam.
first time. Keyword could, which is ironic because the topic of today's podcast.
Yeah.
Why Britain refuses to accept it's a racist nation. It's a mad one still. But anywho, I'm here with a new guest who will become a regular in due time. Isaiah, nickname is rapper, politics.
Oh, no, I'm
student.
not
You're
a rapper, man.
a
Not a rapper.
I'm not a rapper. Study politics at uni. I won't say what uni's, you know.
I go com, fam. It's calm.
No, the man then start coming. You like come. Nah, people don't start coming for
I
you
ain't
for
gonna
your
say
views,
anything too
fam.
controversial, fam. Listen, it is what it is, fam. Anyone can come for me. I don't care, fam.
Bro, your uni's tat, fam. I'm so sorry.
Bro, you would just sit on the couch. I was just sitting on the couch, and you were just telling me how your uni's tap.
Most definitely.
Bake.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Your uni is very fucked.
So, Bruno is a whole different entity of its own, and we don't discuss that. But however, your uni is the hub of STDs
Sick, yeah.
at unis in the UK.
Covers.
Like, HIV runs high at your uni.
Can I see a stat on that? Can I see a stat?
I'll put it up later, but like, it runs high. And I can't believe at some point I went to go there and party to get girl and that. Luckily, I didn't, innit? And I'm happy I didn't.
I don't go uni to party, so I can't relate. You know, I just study. I can't relate.
That's good. You're studying an important subject, so you kind of have to. You feel me? Whereas me, I don't go lectures, innit? I just do the exams.
Your big age.
I do the exams, I do the coursework, and that's it.
Don't be like him, kids. Study for your exams. You
But
understand me?
I'm also smart because
That's not the point. Because some of you lot are not smart, and like we were just saying, common sense is not a real thing right now. So go to your lectures and study your thing, brethren.
Yeah, fam. Like, man, this year, no word of a lie, I did no work. I simply did my assignments and I revised it during the exams, and I got A's and B's and 1 E in my exams.
So it didn't go. It all didn't go well, fam.
But guess what? Guess what? On my little flipping page at uni, it says you can progress to level 3 because I passed all my exams, passed all my modules. Just one bad module means next
I
year.
failed the module as well, so
Next year I gotta just revise and
Bro,
study.
do you know why for my module? Yeah, I forgot to hand it in.
Nah, you're very grown. You're actually grown.
How you forget to hand it in?
I forgot to hand it in, yeah, and then I handed it in late. And then he was like, because I handed it in late, I couldn't copy and paste the same essay.
Yeah.
So I had to do a whole new essay, and I couldn't be bothered. So I just wrote like 900 words when it was like a 2K essay. He gave me like 30%.
It's a percent.
He's a pagan. Like,
It's a percent. My about skates was one of my assignments. I did it wrong completely. Like engineering, you get certain. Oh, if your name starts with this and this, you gotta do this type of drawing and whatever. Me, I read it backwards. I read it first name, last name. But it was last name, first name, innit? And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do.
So you did the wrong thing.
Basically, I was type G or something like that. I did type B.
Yeah.
Completely wrong. Different dimensions, everything. I was like, so I'm not gonna do this again. I'm gonna hand this in as it is. If they mark it, great. If they don't, I'm not redoing this. I just emailed the guy saying, listen, I did it wrong. You have to accept it. I was like, yeah, cool. Just make sure it's not plagiarized. It was definitely plagiarized.
I was gonna say it's definitely not plagiarized, but it's definitely plagiarized. What?
Do better.
They're gonna see this, but it's too late.
That's all I have to say.
Do better.
Bro, at uni,
man.
it runs high. You just gotta be a professional. Like, I don't do it often because like, I do my own assignments most of the time. Because like, they're easy, innit? But this one, I was like, listen, I don't know how to use the software. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm gonna need someone to just hand me that. I hand it in. If we get caught, we get caught, bro. It's life.
Oh man.
But Yeah, but anywho, let's get into some more serious matters, you feel me? So today, talk about racism, race, some of our experiences, you know, with racism in the UK, how the UK refuses to accept that racism exists and it runs high in society, among other things. Touch up on Black Lives Matters and things of the sort. I want to start off by defining what racism is. So there's no confusion for anyone listening. Racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of the color of their skin, and it's typically towards minority and marginalized ethnic groups, aka we live in a white society in the UK, so racism mainly affects those that are black and brown people, which is true. And on top of that, the white people have the system on their side to inflict more damage and try to keep all of us down, although some of us make it. So I want to start off with like, what are your thoughts on just racism in general?
Like, you can't always go off like one person's experience, or like one person might not experience racism. One person might be very successful, and then people point to that person. Or like, let's say Barack Obama. Everyone goes to Obama. He's the president.
Yeah.
So how can America be racist? Or like they look at people, I don't know, maybe a Rishi Sunak, like the people in the cabinet who are of their BAME, you know, they're Asian. Look at them, they made it, but it doesn't matter. Structural racism still exists.
Yeah, it was designed to keep us from getting to the same level of power and achievement as the white people. That's what it is. We gotta remember, as much as we want equality, all of these so-called great nations, Europe and North America, they were designed for white people. They were built for white people on the backs of slaves and marginalized people. Simple as. The Great British Empire, as it's so called, the colonizers, they literally tried to conquer about 90%, but succeeded. They succeeded with 75%. That's the craziest stat. Like, I saw a TikTok saying bare countries, and the girl was going left and right on countries that were colonized and not colonized. Innit? She just stood still for a good 30 seconds.
It was like 5 colonizers that colonized the whole world.
Yeah, it was the British, the French,
Portuguese,
the
Spanish,
and the Dutch. Yeah, those are the main ones.
Pretty much it. Like,
yeah, and the English and the French did a whole heap of damage.
Yeah, and I feel like Britain's the kind of detached from slavery.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at America, in America there was actually slaves. There was no slaves in Britain.
But no, Britain, they orchestrated their slave trade so it happens outside of their own land.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I feel like people feel like slavery is kind of irrelevant to the conversation in Britain. But like, they don't really realise.
Because slavery didn't end because one day white people woke up and came to the sense and say, actually, this is bad. We got to treat everyone equally. They abolished slavery because it was a business transaction. At the time, all slave owners were given compensation money to get rid of slaves.
But you know that compensation.
It only ended in 2015. You know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because at the time it was about 40% of the GDP of the UK, and they didn't have that much money in the country. So the government set up bonds to be able to pay them over a long period of time.
So essentially, if you've been working in 2015, or basically your parents,
if you've been paying tax prior to 2015, you've been paying families of slave owners, and one of the main profile ones obviously is going to be the royal family in there, but David Cameron, prime minister, his family is literally direct descendants of slave owners.
Is it?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
He was getting
a couple men in the Conservative Party.
Not a couple, there's a lot of them, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. It's crazy, and I never knew about this, and there's also this whole side of history that one gets whitewashed and two just gets dismissed. For example, back in school, the only time I ever learned anything about black people was, one, we were slaves, and two, it was when I actually told our history teacher, I think it was in year 7, year 8, why can't I learn about black people? And there was like a term in it, I think it was during Black History Month.
October.
That we got to do it. And then my whole life, my whole childhood, I got to thinking our history really, really began as slaves.
Yeah. There's no black history apart from that. It starts at slavery.
Yeah, when it's clearly not true.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know this, but Africans, the African Moors, were some of the first people that were civilized, that were educated, that had literacy, numeracy, hygiene, and all this and the other. And on top of that, they were the ones that came to Europe to save the European nation from the bubonic plague.
I didn't even know that.
Introduce them to literacy, introduce them to hygiene. Because in Europe back then, they would come here and they saw these people sleeping with the animals, eating with the animals. That's something you don't do. That's what helped the bubonic plague just spread like wildfire. And once you catch it, you're gonna die. Like, just reading, especially in that time, like, there's no saving you. But yeah, I never knew about that until I started reading. And like one day I just woke up and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. It was quarantine, had nothing to do. I'm gonna educate myself.
Was this recently?
Like when I asked you for the book, I probably started doing it like a month before I asked you to read a Carlos book. Yeah, so I just started doing bare research, and then you get misinformation here and there, and then I find it out, I'm gonna just read books, because reading books is the only way you can really truly get both sides of the story and not be misinformed.
Yeah, and we shouldn't be having to like do all this research.
Yeah,
like it's mad. And like I learned as well. Like there was a kingdom in Congo, and when they were taking slaves, that kingdom was basically all like the pictures and the history of the kingdom was just destroyed. And like slave owners did this bare. They destroyed nations. Destroyed not nations, because it's not big enough to be a nation, like a kingdom.
Yeah.
They destroy them and be like, all these Africans are uncivilized. So they would paint the picture that all these people are uncivilized, but like so many things have come from Africa. So many resources, so many.
The world right now,
mathematics and that came from Egypt or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say.
It's like these Africans and Arabs that basically introduced the European nation to a lot of things that they claim as theirs.
I don't even like talking like this. Like, we as humans did all these things.
Yeah,
all these
we
good
should
things,
all be proud of each other.
We had to separate.
Yeah,
it's the fact that white supremacy exists that we talk like this. You know what I'm trying to say?
Quite literally, it's like I shouldn't be able to say, oh, black this. It should be a unity of one people striving to be better together. But we can't do that because there's a system trying to keep us down, and it just makes it more difficult. And then on top of that, these racist bigots that claim to be of a superior race, and I'm just thinking, if you're superior, why do you need to oppress? If you are truly genetically superior to me, you will give me the same opportunities and you will just flat out be better than me. It's that simple. But that's not the case. You have to create a system to keep me down, to throw obstacles at me left, right and centre to just get to your level. I've got to work 3 times as hard.
Yeah, well, let's talk about some of these obstacles though. Let's talk about policing.
Yeah.
You get me? Policing in the UK.
Yeah. What are your experiences with policing in the UK personally?
My experience personally. Wait. Let's just go around the room. How many times have you man been stopped and searched? Is it none? Was it
me personally? I've never been stopped and searched.
6 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me personally, I'm one of the lucky ones. I've never been stopped and searched.
You've never been stopped and searched?
Yeah. But that's because I'm not on road, like walking around all that much. I'm
always on road.
See, that's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do that.
Nah, I don't mean
it. On the corner pushing a brick.
God damn. I mean by like me personally, I don't really leave my house unless like I gotta go shops or gotta go school. Like growing up, that was me. Like I'll go school, I'll play basketball, do my learning that I have to do, and I'll be right back home, innit? Like. We've all been friends since like year 7, but I didn't really start going out with you guys until like year 9 when I really learned English, innit? So, and even then, due to my strict mother trying to keep me out of the actual roads and
She did well,
gangs,
not lie.
Yeah, she did well, man.
And gangs and whatnot, she'll do whatever she could to either keep me playing sports or indoors. So a lot of times I'll just be here playing Xbox or whatever, or I'll be downstairs and she'll call me right before it starts to get dark to come up, and that was it, innit? So that's why I'm one of the lucky ones. But yeah,
you disciplined yourself as well, though.
What do you say?
So you disciplined yourself as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, right? Because I wasn't born here, I've seen the other side of the world. What true poverty, what misery really looks like. Like being born in Angola, being raised there, it sort of opened my eyes when I came here and I saw the privilege that I have. Like, cool, people grew up more privileged.
That Western privilege.
Yeah. That's the word. A lot of people grew up more privileged than me, but I also grew up a lot more privileged than a lot of other people. And a lot of people in my own family, that is why a lot of times I always say
trust me.
my mentality is slightly different to a lot of people that are born here. For example, like me personally, I don't see a value in buying Gucci belts, true religion jeans that nobody wears.
Feels like it's personally coming for me, but you know we move.
Nah.
We move. It's alright
because. Me personally, I grew up not being able to afford these things.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? I saw my mom work 2 jobs to make sure the lights stayed on in the house and wake up at 5 a.m, come back at like 9 p.m. at night, having to take care of my little sister to make sure like she was good, do all these things. But now that I work and I'm able to afford these things, I don't see the value in getting them. Do you know what I'm saying? When I was like 17, 18, I wanted those things as well because like
I want them now. I want them right now, fam.
Like,
I want it right now.
Yeah, something.
Like,
I always said that in my young years,
Yeah.
I'd rather get all this stuff out of the way. So
Yeah.
that when I get to like 25, I don't have to be thinking about that. I'm thinking about houses, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about cars. That's
But-
all my mentality is right now.
That's me right now.
But
Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've
me,
even
like-
cut it out from now.
like,
That's
what do you
all I'm
call it,
thinking
like,
about right now.
I think quarantine like flipped the switch in me that whatever I'm gonna do in life, whether it's help people or make money, I gotta start today. And one day I just woke up and just start educating myself on reading books.
What?
And that's when I started that, you know what, I might just start a podcast like this to talk about topics like this and just force myself to learn. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you can hear that, that's Kendra doing whatever she's doing in there.
It's Kendra.
Yeah, she's in the
That's
house. But yeah, anywho, close the door,
What's
though.
that shit?
Bro, this child growing up too fast and that. Nice to tap in the bathroom. But we digress. Back to the topic. But yeah, but now that I can get these things, I'm literally just keep telling people I'm too busy on my grind.
Yeah, this is. I feel like this is going to another topic.
Yeah, I was literally about to say.
But anywho,
I feel like it's important though.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. I want to say black people, but I don't want to say black people. I feel like people in general.
No. It's young black people. All we see is these rappers and footballers, and we want to imitate the life that they live.
But these guys,
It's all fake.
They're not on our salary, bro.
On top of that, a lot of it is still fake. Because there are rappers out there that you see with the
The
chains and
rappers.
whatever.
I wasn't thinking when you said footballers. I was just thinking about footballers.
Yeah, footballers.
Man like Sterling on the Dorito packet.
Yeah,
Probably gave him like 50 mil for that. You know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
I think he signed that Puma deal for like 100 mil or something.
Yeah,
Or
man.
Jordan
He's
deal.
got bread.
Like our tax
living
brackets,
life, fam.
our tax brackets are not in the same paper.
No, it's
It's
nowhere.
different.
It's different, man.
But yeah,
The man got a different currency, fam. It's not even the same currency, fam.
and a
We
lot of
shouldn't even be thinking, oh, we want this stuff. We should be
Yeah.
thinking, we need that tax bracket. We need
Yeah,
that
we need that
salary.
tax
We need to build ourselves.
and
to
people
get to
also think life is a microwave. They see that he's got that now, but they don't see the years of work he's put in from
Yeah,
a young
of course,
age,
man.
working to get there. Do you know what I'm saying?
course,
And a lot of kids, not kids, but a lot of guys our age want that fast money. I learned from young, ain't nothing gonna come like a microwave. You put it in, you take it out, and it's ready. If you want something, it's gonna take years of work, and a lot of time, no one will notice and no one will care until that one person sees it, and before you know it, doors open up. So you just gotta keep working. If something's not working, something's not coming for you, my guy, you don't change course. You just rearrange, see what you gotta do, see what you did wrong, and you keep it stepping. You keep working, and that's my mentality, and that stems from me wanting to go back home and help out my people, and yeah. But anywho, let's get back to the topic at hand before we.
What was you gonna ask me again?
It's about your experience with police in the UK and how you've been stopped and searched 6 times, despite the fact that you don't do drugs, you don't carry drugs, you don't sell drugs, you're not a criminal, you're not in a gang. All you really do is go to school, cook, and go work and pay your bills.
Quite a few of those times it was me coming home from work as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always get stopped when I'm on my way home.
Say in the ends or in Central or something or
Not in Central.
in Central.
Yeah.
Right.
Because obviously I
expecting
finish
to be
work
in the
late.
ends.
I finish work maybe 12 midnight or 1 in the morning, depending on how busy the service is. And obviously they're just seeing black young guy on the road.
And then just see
It's
what's up.
suspicious. Why is he out here at this time of the night?
But when they approach you, do they identify themselves, like name, badge number?
They never do that.
okay,
They never do that.
That's already them breaking the law, but we will keep it stepping.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if a police officer comes,
They have to identify themselves
have
to you
to say
before
who
they
they are.
actually detain you
Because
or
I
start
could
searching.
literally go into a costume shop, buy the same gear as they have, and impersonate a police officer. Even though it's a crime, I could do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So even today, I saw a video of these two guys riding a bike, and then they got stopped. And the police officer just jumped out the car, came in, and said, "You're going down to the station." Didn't identify themselves, didn't tell them why they're being stopped. Anything like just pure brute force, and then 4 more of them jumped out to handle one guy.
People like that need to get their badges taken away immediately.
Fact.
Like, that's protect and serve. What is that? What is this?
It's for the
That's not
white
protect
people.
and serve.
Because we also forget that the police have the same philosophy that they had when they were first created, which was to police the Negroes, to police.
Wait, can I say something
former
before we
slaves.
even
Go
go
ahead.
any further?
Yeah.
This is not directed to all police officers because
Yeah.
I actually know personal police officers myself that are my friends,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they don't agree
Most
with the
definitely.
same shit that's
Yeah.
going on.
There's a lot of good police officers out there, but also it's a type of job that you can't have a bad apple.
Yeah,
It's like being a pilot, and then it's like, yeah, like Chris Rock, I saw he said something like, yeah, we have pilots, some of them are good, some of them crash planes, but you know.
Not with me on it, baby. I'm sorry.
But you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing you apply to the police. It's like, we've got police officers that, you know, some of them are good, some of them might kill you, but most of them are okay.
But it's the thing, like, you can be a good person, but if you're in a system
Yeah.
that's institutionally racist, you can carry out institutionally racist. You can do things that are institutionally racist. Like if a good police officer can, I don't know, have like someone above him telling him to do X, Y, and Z, when that X, Y, and Z is the wrong
Yeah.
thing. If you look at how what's the head of the police called? Is it the Met or like Scotland Yard or whatever?
Scotland Yard, yeah, Scotland Yard.
Like these guys have covered up bare stuff. Like,
Bro.
if like I was like, even if you go back to the Mark Duggan case, the way they handled that was dodgy. We all know about the Stephen Lawrence case and how they protected the family for years. So like, you can be a good police officer, but it's about the system, because like you're meant to be a good police officer.
You took the honor before you even got your badge. You had to make it honor to protect and serve the people. You didn't say white
Not
people,
some
black
people,
people,
the whole people.
It says the people, meaning everyone, whether you like them or not. Your job is to protect and serve the community.
And when you look at that stop and search, yeah, I was looking at you know that that Guardian article came out, and it was like 22,000 young black men were stopped and searched during lockdown. Like just for people that I knew this already, but for just people that didn't know, like stop and search doesn't actually work. Like
of course not.
80% of those stop and searches were went to NFA, so there was no further action. Like stop and search is not a really good way to try and stop all the violent crime happening. Like there's much better ways to do these things. And
Stop and search, I believe, is simply to keep young black kids to know that you are a black youth and we could do whatever we want. It's to keep black youth scared of the police. Simple as whether you're a criminal or not, the police could come at you at any moment.
It does feel
and
like a
take
scare
accusation.
tactic sometimes.
It's literally a scare tactic.
Just to remind us.
It's
that
a reminder.
they have the authority.
It's a reminder that you're black
Even like, have you ever had them ones when they just driving mad slow?
all the time.
But that's another time I got stopped.
All the time.
I was in the car with my brother.
Like it's all the time.
Driving mad slow.
I've had police. I had some.
Like, are you
I've
good,
never,
bro?
I've never
Like,
been.
what's good?
I've never been stopped and searched, but because the way I dress, like
Yeah.
I'm an athlete. All I know is sports and gym.
Yeah,
innit?
so you just wear bare.
So I
basketball
just
stuff,
wear bare
American football stuff.
tracksuits, a hoodie, and when it's cold or windy, man's putting on my hoodie. I'm walking with purpose, wherever the hell I'm going. And I've had instances where there'll be a police car just slowly cruising right behind me. I'm the thinking like, bro,
broken their neck as well to look in my face.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you breaking your neck to look at me? I don't understand.
But the thing is, sometimes police officers use that as a justification to stop and search you. They'll be like, "Why stop and search me? Oh, you're wearing a trackie, and you got a pouch. Are you silly,
bro?
It's called
Don't
fashion.
understand.
You
Do you know
go
what I
on
mean?
you go on YouTube and you look at all these rappers and you look at all these
They
footballers.
all have a pouch.
They all got the Gucci bag with the flipping Balenciaga top, off-white top with and they're standing backwards, showing their back to the thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Everyone get me. Everyone's trying to look like that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's fashion,
So
fam.
like you're
It's
gonna
young
stop
people.
Jerry down the road with the same fashion sense
Exactly,
that I'm wearing.
man.
Doesn't make any sense because you're not gonna do that, are you?
Bro, it's
It's just a way. It's a ruse.
It's highly annoying. Highly annoying. It's literally a reminder that before you are anything else, you are a black.
Expect us to be dressing up in smart wear wherever we go. It doesn't work like that.
And, I feel like there's also a degree. It also can like create like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if you target young black kids like this, you're gonna aggravate the community. You know what I'm trying to say? And
that's why there's a big divide between black communities and police in the UK and all around the world.
It's completely severed. It's
in disarray.
Yeah, like we don't trust the police. Why would we trust the police?
All I ever see you do is over police the communities. All I ever see you do is say, "Oh, there's black on black crime," even though there's no such thing as black on black crime. But we'll talk about that later. And things of that nature, and it doesn't sit right with me. That's why I just get vexed about these things sometimes. It's like, why? What possesses you in your head in 2020? Like, it's been hundreds of years since slavery was ended, and you're still with that mindset.
Mentality, in a sense.
It's hard, but yeah, the topic that I just said, black on black crime, that doesn't exist. It's just in that black people are just killing black people.
I hate that term, black on black crime, because when a white person kills a white person, it's never a white on white crime.
Literally. And people also don't know.
I'm just tired, like, just tired.
People don't know some of the most violent cities in the UK are white. For example, Glasgow, notoriously violent.
Yeah.
Notoriously violent.
It's had some. I think it's. I don't know if it's that violent right now, but in the past, it's been insane.
It's been decreasing over the years because they've taken many actions in it to reduce it, make it safer for the people. However, for example, in like the 80s and that, it was, bro, you could just die for just walking down the road.
It was rife, yeah.
However, you will never ever hear anyone say that is white on white crime.
Yeah.
Because when white people kill each other, they don't use the race as an excuse for their actions. But when it's black poor people, because that's where most of the crime in the UK happens. It's in poor communities. Happens. Oh, it's because they're black. It's sort of a justification for it, and that's just complete utter nonsense. Simple as crime does not choose. It's not picked on by race. It's social and economic factors that depict on crime in communities. Simple as the poorer you are, the more likely you are to do illegal activities that will lead to you holding a weapon to protect yourself. And if someone comes to you, whether it's your race or not, and they're trying to harm you, you're going to defend yourself and you're going to commit an act of crime.
Also, if black people are disproportionately poor in a certain area, that means that black people are disproportionately going to commit more crime in that certain area. Literally. But that does not mean that black people are inherently more violent or inherently just commit more crimes. And that's what people seem to think. When you look at flipping people in the crime in Ghana, it's not crazy. When you look at the crime in certain black countries that are economically okay, there's not massive amounts of knife crime, massive burglary and whatnot. If you look at South Africa, there's a lot of crime. Why do you think there's so much poverty?
Literally,
it's simple.
There's a trend.
Same for white people. White people aren't special. Asian people aren't special. No one's special. It's the same thing. We're all human, fam.
Crime
it's jarring.
Follows the same pattern all over the world in all countries. The poorer you are, the more likely you are to commit an act of crime. Because I don't see black rich kids committing crime like that. Same thing for white rich kids, rich Asian kids, rich white. They don't care because they have the means to not commit crime. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you don't have the means and you have to wake up and think, where's my next meal gonna come from? How am I gonna pay these bills? How am I gonna do this, that, the other? And then you have no job, you have no help. You're going to say, "Oh, cool, I'm have to sell drugs."
You have a job, but you're underemployed. You're on a 0-hour contract, and you're on. You get me? You work at Sports Direct. You get me? Them man there just violating you. You get me? It's peak, fam. You work at Amazon and you can't get me go to the toilet. You get me? It's peak.
You can't even go toilet. Oh my god, that warehouse.
It's peak, fam. I'll give certain man PTSD if I keep talking, fam. Me man thing, fam. I know people have felt I've been in these situations, and if you're from like the ends, I say that with the ends, quote unquote, but you'll know what I'm talking about if you're from the end. You've seen someone in this situation where maybe they don't turn to crime, but you see that they're more susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
More
Like,
desensitized to such
yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's crazy, but I guess some people just don't see that. Now, I want to ask a quick question. Can black people be racist?
I feel like you have to go back to
go back to the definition
back to the
because you
definition,
actually
exactly.
just explained it. I was gonna mention it earlier when you said it. I was gonna speak up, but I was like, no, let him just. But now that you said it,
I took out the definition. I got to search it again.
because when I see white people saying, "Oh, you're being racist to white people," go look up your definition before you start coming to me with that. Foolishness.
Racism, it's prejudice, discrimination towards minorities. It's more.
it's towards an ethnic group.
Yeah,
it's towards an ethnic group.
Also, yeah.
But
It's typically to minorities.
Typically to minorities, but it's to an ethnic group.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I'll just give my opinion on this. I feel like black people can be racist,
Yeah.
but they can't be racist in ways in which racism can affect them. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
White people can never face
Systematic
oppression, but they can face classism and things like that. But that's not because of their race.
Yeah.
Black people have to face race and classism. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
it's a lot of barriers.
Yeah, trust me. So it's different.
I feel like black people can be racist, like everyday racism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people internalize racism all the time.
Yeah.
And I've got white friends that internalize racist black stereotypes, and I've got black friends that internalize racist white stereotypes.
Yeah.
And it's because racism is so
engraved.
Into society.
And in the UK, it's so subtle. A lot of times you don't realize that you're in a racist situation or someone's being racist because it's said in between the lines.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why like Americans don't take us seriously and say that when police brutality is happening here, they feel like that's not police brutality. That's not nothing.
The only difference I feel between police brutality in the UK and in the US is that the US, they have guns, which means they've got the license to kill.
Literally,
that's the only difference.
Yeah, they have guns a lot more.
Yeah, and because if police had guns in the UK, a lot more black people and brown people would be dead back.
But I feel like the
police. And even then, there are still a lot of people in the UK dying in the hands of the police that have no answers. It's like, why did they die? And they try to cover it up and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Proportionally as well, I feel like the UK can be even worse than America in a lot of ways. Because, like, I think you're 4 times more likely to be stopped and searched in America. Yeah. Same thing for the UK.
It's a bit higher in the UK.
It's a bit higher in the UK.
Yeah, I believe it's like 6 to 8 times more likely to be stopped and searched if you're black.
But how many of us are there in the UK? There's not a lot of black people in
I don't know.
the UK compared to the US.
I feel like in the UK we're a lot more condensed into certain areas.
I mean, black people are condensed into a lot in certain areas everywhere. They're condensed in like Harlem in America.
Yeah, but also Harlem in America, like certain cities in America are based successfully the UK. Like, we've got to remember that. Yeah. The UK is a small little bit.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many black people in America, so it doesn't make sense, but you can understand to a bit more why they're stopped so much.
Yeah.
But then there's not a lot of us here.
Really
so it has to be so focused on us, and it is that focused on us quite clearly. But you know what I mean?
It's I don't know, man. It's just bro.
But going back to police brutality, it's annoying the fact that I know like Breonna Taylor's name, George Floyd's name, Eric Garner's name.
Yeah.
I know more about, I can't think of them right now.
We know more about the US than the UK.
But I had to look up these people's names. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I had to look up what's his name? Is it Rashad Charles' name, and so many people's names.
Like, it's because a lot of people try to act as if racism only mainly happens in America.
No, but what going for our media, bro?
Not in the UK. The media
Rashawn Charles.
Yeah, it's the fact I'm hearing it through Instagram.
Yeah.
Posts rather than
like stories and that.
Yeah,
like, you
media.
go click it and then hold on.
Rather than it being put out on the news, because I'm hearing it through Instagram. I don't understand why.
A lot of times the news will tell a lie or one side of the story, and they're going to die by that. They're going to live and die by that, and they're not willing to admit, okay, we were wrong. This is the truth, and that is why a lot of times we don't hear about these stories in the UK, because I didn't realize how many people in the UK were dying in the hands of police brutality until I started seeing it on Instagram. And when I went to the protests for Black Lives Matter as well, and just seeing like people, the statistics on people's shirt, and I was like, it's a lot more severe than I realized.
Yeah, even it goes down to even hospitals, fam. The way we're treated, but it makes a lot of sense, you know, in my eyes, because like even like cuts and things, they don't look the same on my skin than they would look on a white person's skin.
Yeah.
Like they look different, you know what I'm trying to say? And if you don't care, if you're not gonna make the effort to look at how like a disease would look on darker skin, more melanated skin, then
It's true, you know.
Yeah.
of course you're not gonna be able to treat it as well.
Yeah, I saw a similar story like that on Instagram. Funny enough,
I saw
that
the picture.
a black doctor had to sort of teach himself how a certain, like, I don't know if it was a car, but something, how it looks on black skin. Because all he was ever taught was it looks like this on white skin and lighter skin. So he knew how to recognize it. But when it came to black skin, it's like, I don't quite know what's going on because my training didn't facilitate this.
Start teaching myself that stuff as well, because I could have something I wouldn't even know that.
You know what I'm trying to say? You go on Google and just I've done it before. You know when you see a bump or something on your skin, you're thinking, "What going for that?"
They're white skins, but I'm not.
You can't even find it. Imagine that, but in a hospital and it's flipping cancer. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not even a joke, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's crazy. Like, even childbirth, the coronavirus. You know, and you look at all the faces dying. I remember seeing so many Asian people, so many black people.
Yeah, the AME. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Me personally, for some coronavirus, right? A lot of people are dying, and it's so-called mainly us black and brown people dying.
How could it be 4 more times likely, bro?
I
in
don't
a country where there's like 10,
statistic.
when it's like 10% of us.
It doesn't make any sense.
A lot of people are dying in hospitals because it's not. I don't believe it's purely based on the coronavirus.
Yeah.
There's something happening inside the hospitals that we're not being told. That
Okay, this is
It's a big conspiracy.
that we're probably gonna get told in like 30, 40 years time. Oh, in 2020, coronavirus, this was happening in hospitals, and that's why a lot of black people died, and a lot of Asian people died. It's only because of this reason. Simple as. Because there's no way.
So what do you think? Do you think it's like?
We're being mistreated?
Racist?
Because for example, there's been videos of quite literally. There was a lady.
Okay, I don't think it's that conspiratorial. Yeah.
There's a lady that sadly watched her own son die because the doctors were negligent on treating
Oh,
the
I
kid.
saw that on Instagram.
She was screaming. She was literally screaming, "Come and see my son. There's something wrong."
And they waited till his heart stopped
They
beating to go and check on him.
waited till he basically died to come in and try save face and act the hero and
that's mad.
Revive him.
That is mad.
And a lot of the time that's what I believe is happening in hospital. They're waiting to like the last second.
So that's why you think
a lot of people are dying. Yeah, because they're gonna help out their own race. They're gonna help out, make sure the white people are all good. They got the ventilators, But black people, they're gonna wait.
But
You know what's weird?
I was gonna say, sorry. A lot of nurses and that are BAME though as well. I see a lot of nurses dying as well. I remember. I don't remember their names, but I just remember seeing. I remember the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
They're always black.
You know, black or brown. I remember Asian lady in hijab. A couple, a black guy, and he's from Guyana. Obviously, I'm from the same country. That's why I remember.
Yeah.
So I just thinking. So why even the nurses die? Maybe are they getting the worst PPE or something? Like, what's going on?
There's something happening that we're not getting told.
I don't think it's the PPE.
Actually, it's not the PPE.
Because my auntie works in.
Yeah, but it's not the PPE because my mum works in a hospital.
Yeah.
And she says there is enough people.
There's
people
more
right
than
now.
enough PPE.
Yeah.
What hospital?
They literally wear masks.
Queen
every day.
Elizabeth, I think. It's a hospital in Greenwich. And yeah, there's enough PPE for the staff. So it's not that, there's something else.
No, but certain hospitals, if you remember early on, certain hospitals didn't have, because obviously during the peak, certain hospitals didn't. There was one in Northumberland Park, I think.
Yeah.
I think Northumberland Park, it's in northwest London. That hospital was overrun. So in certain areas, in certain spots of London, there was a real lack of PPE, and obviously northwest London. I don't know if you guys have been like to Wembley or stuff like that.
It's good to these areas.
Okay. We're from Brixton, bro.
We get to these areas.
So you know, like Wembley, like it's
Yeah.
just there's so many Asian people, there's so
Yeah.
many black people,
And
it's
that
such a strong
that seems to be the
culture
trend. Is that it tends to be hospitals in predominantly either black or Asian communities that are lacking the PPE, that are being overrun, that have too many people, that have people waiting and dying in the corridors and things like that. Whereas in predominantly white areas, everything seems to be fine.
Yeah.
They seem to have all they need, all the stuff they need, things like that. And that is what I'm saying. Is that there's some they're doing specific things that is killing our people.
Yeah.
And that's got to stop. That's that coronavirus is really just made me start to open my eyes. Like,
I feel like it's done that for a lot of people. Though.
yeah, but a lot of people also need to realize you can't just do it based off of Instagram, because there's going to be certain pages. There's going to be certain pages that are going to try tell you one side of the story or bias story.
Yeah,
and
you got to open a book, man.
Yeah,
Instagram's not
quite literally. That's what I had to do.
It's not a classroom.
It took me 21 years to read the book front to back. That's like Akala's book, Natives, was the first book I ever read fully and actually enjoyed.
Gave that to you.
Bro, don't let it get there. That's the youth, and let's just relax. But yeah, but thank you for that, because like it was the first book that I actually enjoyed reading, and that's the only reason why I was able to finish it.
Go read Natives by Carla. It's a proper. It gives you a proper history lesson.
It gives you a history lesson in the UK with his experiences of racism, with police brutality, school, and a lot of things like that. Literally.
I'm gonna ask you guys quickly. What do you guys think about reparations?
It's not gonna happen.
I was talking about this with my mum yesterday, and we were just like, "This is it should happen, but it's a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's a fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale.
It's something you dream about happening, but that's just not gonna happen.
But like, if you think of reparations in a sense where it's an anti-austerity movement, because you know how like, you know, that I'm getting quite political here, but how like the Conservatives like decimate our communities. When we talk about like the youth centres to even the hospitals. Because hospitals were ran into the ground. So if we have an anti-austerity movement, obviously black people are in these communities that need it the most. So if you're having an anti-austerity movement, that can obviously like disproportionately affect like black people in a good way. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that can be a way, in a way, a sort of reparations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that does nothing for the people in Haiti, the people in Jamaica, the people in Barbados,
all the countries that were colonized.
You have to. I think a lot of them are still paying Britain money.
Yeah,
because of slavery.
It's like one of my what do you call it? One of my co-workers, he's French. Like was born in France, but he's got African heritage. We're talking similar talks about this. Is how French colonies to this day are still fucked.
Yeah.
And like Central Africa, for example,
they have to pay them to be free.
Yeah,
they freed them and said, "Yo."
They didn't have to. They still have.
They're
still paying.
And they're still paying.
Like this, they use like, for example, money that's made in France and things like that, and they got to pay the French government to use money.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like think about like this, yeah. Like all the riches that are in like the Caribbean, in Africa, all of that, yeah. These European countries took them
and said that's mine.
Took the people to go into the plantations, and then you made profit off them, and then said, yeah, well, you're free now, but you have to pay us for your freedom. Yeah. And then when their ancestors, when their kids came to the European countries, they said, why are you here? Literally. How fucking rude is that?
Another thing is, right, so after World War II and that, UK was in disarray. Yeah. They wanted to start the NHS, but none of these white people wanted to do it. Not a single one. It nearly didn't happen. So they went to the colonies, to the Caribbean, Jamaican, other Caribbean countries, and what did they do? They asked who wants to go to the UK and work for what is now the NHS.
Yeah.
The Windrush generation pulled up to come save this country.
Yeah, pulled up still.
And what did the people get? They came here to be ostracized.
Trust me.
To go through so many hardships, even though they came here to do a good deed. But that's a topic for another day. You feel me?
And then how do you repay them? You know,
it's never gonna happen.
Their kids are just being stopped.
The fact that it took me till
kicked out of schools, X, Y, and Z.
Talking about schools, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't talked about schools.
Talking about schools. in the UK, schools have done black youth so wrong. It's ridiculous. Like, I personally have had a white teacher tell me to my face. I won't say her name because I don't actually give a fuck.
Yeah, man, she am dirty girl.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you see me on the road, you won't say shit because, like, you're white, so you're going to look at me as a tall black man and be scared anyway, so I might as well. Miss McLaughlin, innit, with the fanny pack.
Oh my God,
And the
this
beard.
woman. Oh God, the science teacher.
Yeah.
Science
With the beard, fam.
shout out my set freeze and that. We're stupid gang. Word. Set free. Yeah. Gang.
Oh my days.
Mouse is set to you still are smart.
What lesson did she teach again? Biology.
Biology, yeah.
Biology or chemistry.
Because we had
No,
Mr.
she-
Lucas for which one? Chemistry.
No,
Or physics?
Physics. Lucas is just, Dr. Lucas is just smart.
Yeah, no, he's smart. but
To
he's
this day-
sick.
Wait, which one's McLaughlin though? Is that the?
Fanny pack, she got a beard as well. She had
Oh,
more
the
head
one
than
with the
me.
beard. The one with the
Yeah.
beard. Yeah.
Yeah,
The one
fam.
with the black hair,
Always,
yeah.
always look
Nah,
dusty,
and
fam.
she
Always
was
look dusty.
from like some next place,
She
like
was from, where's she?
Sheffield or something. Like obviously Sheffield's not the next place, but when we were younger,
She had an
Sheffield
accent,
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, she had an accent in it.
But-
When we was younger, anything out of London, like obviously man was
something
common.
down our
Like,
area.
I know people from Brum that allow me that,
Yeah.
but obviously when we were younger,
But yeah, little side note, Dr. Lucas, if you ever hear this, still my favorite teacher.
yeah.
He's one of the, I say, 5 teachers that in school actually believed in me and my abilities and never ever quit with me. Never ever quit.
I used to beef him, but you know, like, we got
Literally.
to the end. I was like, no, y'all cool guys
Like,
still. I
when
can't
we
lie.
first got him in, we had him as well in year 11. We had to do a coursework with him, and he came in, just bare energy. He was like, bro, like we don't actually care about science.
He's a bit crazy, though. And he
No,
smokes.
yeah.
He smokes like 40 fags a day as well.
But this guy is so smart. He could teach you chemistry, biology, physics, computer science,
no,
He was
physical
literally-
education.
he had-
Like
he had
at
tech
A-level,
lessons.
bro.
Everything.
He's the smartest guy I ever met.
I don't know why
But-
he's a teacher at that school.
Do you know how much they were paying him?
How much?
They were paying him like near damn 6 figures or above. Like he was getting P's, bro.
He better have been getting a piece.
But then he also left when we left because he could get more P's.
Yeah,
which I commend him. But anywho, back to the topic at hand. Miss McLaughlin, dirty science
and a
teacher,
beard.
told me to my face, I don't care about your education. I'm just here because I get paid.
You know what them type of teachers there? Suck
What?
your mum. And I mean the highest of chest. Suck
She said
your
that?
mum.
To my face, bro. I cannot forget that
Nah,
moment.
you're not even that bad, bro. Like, you was bad in school, bro. But you know them crazy man. Obviously, we were all kind of bad. But you know them crazy man that would just.
Speak
You
for
know,
yourself.
you know,
Courtney, let's
I don't
not expose each other right now.
I
you
don't
feel
want to say
me?
guys'
Can't
names.
expose me.
So I don't want to say guys'
Say
names.
it, say it. Oh.
Name and shame.
You know the man that would just bully them.
Say the name.
Aight.
Say the name. Say the name, bro.
Aight, you know that Mr. War, yeah?
Oh no.
Aight, you know, man like Mr. War, Mr. Gogono, yeah?
Go on.
Some man used to bully them. Like, I don't want to say names, but some man used to bully them, you know? I'm surprised
I'm not
Gogono
gonna say
didn't
their
cry.
names, 'cause, like, if they hear this and they hear me so-called snitching, I might get stabbed in that. And
No,
I can't-
it's not even one of them guys, yeah. It's one.
bro,
I
say it.
no, like, I don't even say. I don't.
Not bad people used to bully Mr. War, to be honest.
Mr. War came in one time for the
With them loose cheap suits, bro.
for the viewers. Mr. War came into the room one time, yeah, with an orange shirt on, a green tie, yeah, a green blazer, and cream trousers.
You know, me did hear the fact say him did Jamaican, you know, 'cause he really showed everyone he was Jamaican.
When he walked in,
Bro,
I swear,
He really showed everyone that he came from Jamaica.
There was tears in my eyes when he walked in.
he was
The color
such an
coordination
idiot.
was just all over the guy.
Bro, he was such. I remember the day he came in with them loose white suit and that with the cheap material, and I was like, bro, what are you doing?
He used to come with them plastic trousers and that, bro.
Bad man, not wearing a skinny jeans. That's what he was on. He was always on a loose suit, fam.
Nah, fam, but yeah, them teachers there.
Yeah,
type, but-
so for her to say that though,
also Mr. Gunway, because I don't really
To be
like
fair,
him. He's a
she's not the
what
only
did
teacher
Gunway
I've
say?
heard
bro.
say that.
Gunway,
No, he's definitely said
mind you, right?
Is
when he gets, you know, when he gets mad. And
yeah,
gets
but
he
he
just says stuff he
switches.
doesn't mean.
He's-
Yeah.
Mind you,
yeah.
his parents even in it, so I already know they're gonna act up a little bit to make me look like a bad student, even though
hate teachers.
I was always top set for basically everything. English, I think it was year 9, I finally made it to set 1, innit?
Yeah.
Back then, because I was just learning English, I was very excited to be in set 1. I was like, yes, I'm 5. I can see that I'm one of the smart kids now. And you can see by my work, it was better than a lot of students, despite the fact that I was still learning English, but my writing and reading
Your
skills...
handwriting was shit.
Yeah, it's still shit. Let's be honest.
Horrible. No, my handwriting is bad as well.
But what do you call it? However, despite my handwriting and that, the work, when it was legible, it was spectacular. It just my speaking just wasn't there because I couldn't really articulate myself because my brain was working 2 different languages. But anywho, parents say, you just told my mom, yeah, your kid's not smart enough to be in set 1. He doesn't deserve to be there. Straight. Like that. It's like, I don't deserve to be in set 1.
Nah,
These type of experience with teachers at that school, bro.
You can't be saying that to certain mums, you know.
My mum would have definitely clarted you.
He got
You
lucky
need to have
that
some
at the
manners.
time, my mom and I both could barely speak English, innit? So, like, my mom just took it as a grain of salt and kept it moving. But it was just my mom in 2020, for example. Like, my little sister has a couple teachers that try to act up. Bro, it just doesn't run. Period. It will not run. My mom will be there, shouting at his face, like, who do you think you are, big man? Quite literally. But, yeah. And teachers like that just straight up disrespectful. And that's the level of teachers that a lot of black students have got to deal with that dampen our education. And also, there's a study that showed that teachers are more likely to give white kids higher grades than black kids.
They assess them as smarter than
they
they
just
are.
assume that the white kids are smarter.
Because it goes back to the stereotype.
Yeah.
Black kids, we're not known for being smart.
Yeah.
We're known for picking up footballs or rapping or shooting people. That's
Quite
the
literally.
only thing.
That seems to be the only way for
man's known
any of us to make it out of the so-called hood. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, that's why I feel like, obviously, man likes basketball and man even likes music. But like, I just feel like doing politics or like being around politics, it's just like a way. I feel like we're all like that because even Courtney, you're a chef, and yourself, you're an engineer. You get me?
Yeah.
I feel like breaking the stereotypes are important, and
Quite
more
literally.
people like us is important. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's like me. Me personally. I used to play basketball.
I'm not trying to knock people that play
Yeah.
basketball
Religiously, but
or
me
rap,
growing up in the UK, I knew basketball. I wasn't really gonna go that far, and I was also short for most of my life. innit?
Nigga 6'8" now, man.
So I didn't know I was gonna grow to be this height, so I didn't really take it that seriously. So then when I got to 12, I basically stopped playing basketball. I'll play with you, man, when it will go just to keep fit, but I wasn't going to try find a club and things like that. So I just stopped because I also always knew sports wasn't gonna be my way out of the hood. I would have to do something else. Football, I had trials for teams, was never good enough, and I can admit that I didn't get injured. That's what I did. My knees are completely fine. Both my knees work perfectly fine. I just was not good enough. Because I've seen the talent in academies, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, man wasn't good enough to kickball either. I do believe though that if we started playing basketball earlier,
Most definitely.
a lot of us could be going.
Not even
places.
start playing basketball earlier. If this Evelyn West Academy, if
they
any of you hear this, understand this. If you had just given us the chance to join the Deng Academy when we're in year 9,
Yeah, they're paying.
we would have gone so much further because at that time we're already bigger than most kids our age. We're more athletic than most kids our age, and we ran no place. All we did is our coach said literally rebound, outlet, layup, and we did that, and teams could not keep up.
I swear down.
And teams could not keep up, and I gotta thank Adam for that. That Adam training that had one time had me crying. I gotta admit that we just run.
I didn't cry.
Okay, but I dropped you.
did not
I
cry.
dropped you with a Shamgod though. Explain that.
Suicide
Explain that.
We're talking about race, man. Anyway,
I dropped you with a Shamgod. Explain
talking
that.
about race, man.
I came in, dropped, pulled it back,
Back to
crossover.
the topic,
There goes
bro.
Society dropping on the floor.
Oh my days.
But anywho, I had to get the receipts out of it. But anywho, so, and even like Courtney said earlier today, like some parents are encouraging he's young, he's got to be a footballer, he's got to,
Parents,
no,
aunties, cousins.
further your kid's mind. Yes, not force him, but encourage him to do sports and lead an active lifestyle that may lead to them making it pro and that, but allow yourself to further the mind to explore being an astronaut or being an engineer or being a doctor or a chef or whatever the case may be.
Ignorance is not bliss, fam. If your kid your kid should want to play football. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And you should be saying, yeah, you can play football once you get me read these 2 books. You get what I'm trying to say?
That's basically what mom used to do to me.
You pick up your book, yeah.
I'm literally just giving the playbook of what my mom used to do.
That's how I grew up. It's like, okay, cool. So you want to go play with your friends, you want to go play football, basketball, whatever. So if those grades don't come back right, you're not getting anything.
My mom will be shouting at me, go pick up your book.
Simply, like me bringing home a seat back in the day, it's, bro, that's like, I don't want to show my mom the report card.
Yeah.
And even then, when I got to year 10, cool, I was so-called bad in school. However, I never really got caught. I was bad, and the teacher walk in, I'm the good student. And every teacher, you would never believe me being bad was even a possibility, you know. Now we're going to year 10. It's true. Don't make that face. It's true. You know it's true.
So I just thought about Spanish class of yours for dictionaries.
Chairs.
I did it for a dictionary.
Yeah, because you were knocking out teeth.
No, I'm sure I walked into that classroom and you threw a dictionary towards the door, and I fucking had to go like this.
I remember that.
What the hell?
I remember that. Oh shit! Flashback.
My guy, he wasn't throwing
That was like that bitch in Disney. What's that
Nah,
name?
bro. The teacher's behind
Let's
the
not
chair
do that,
like this. She
guys.
don't know what she's doing.
Cut that out. Let's not
What
do
was the
this.
teacher's name again? She was kind of old and
Yeah,
she
the
had like
old one,
really
Miss
short
Montreal.
hair. That's it. Nah, she could not handle the class, bro.
Miss Montreal used to get it still.
Bad kids, fam.
out here.
Man, these are dash dictionaries I head top.
Scissors getting thrown.
I do it
Bro,
again as well.
Do you know what's mad? A teacher threw scissors at us one time, you know.
What teacher threw scissors at
like,
you?
It was a joke, but he threw it nevertheless. I don't want to say his name because we're cool with him, innit?
Oh no, we don't want him to lose his job.
No, man.
Yeah.
Well, he still works. He still works there, isn't it?
That's what there. But he's gone on to a new school at a higher position.
It's defo Booty. Anyway, it's defo Booty. Shout out Booty. You know who you are.
Man. We love you, man. But yeah. What was I saying? I damn forgot.
Are we staying on the topic of school?
Yeah, no, because it's a. Listen,
I have one thing to add.
Go ahead.
I don't understand why Black history is not being taught in schools like it's taught, like Roman history.
They
and all
don't
these other
want
history is
black
taught in
kids to
school.
know the truth about the history, and the history they
what
get
needs to
taught is
change.
that you were slaves and we freed you.
It's very Eurocentric. I don't even remember learning about like Arabs and that. The first time I learned all the stuff I learned about like the Middle East, Africa, even parts of like South America. I've just learned that by myself.
Yeah,
It's
back in
Eurocentric.
back in
it's
history,
mad.
what I learned was the Battle of 1066, Hastings.
Yeah, it's just Britain.
Britain.
I feel like that's why I never took history classes seriously, because it was never
didn't
about us. It's always about.
It's always about the white man.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like at GCSE that it's spiced up because even though it was all about Britain and that, all the wars and that I just found very interesting.
Yeah.
And that's what enticed me.
Yeah.
All the wars and that. I feel like if it wasn't for that, I would have probably not even been interested in history.
Me
And that's
personally,
scary because
Definitely
me
we was in the same history class, isn't it?
Yeah, I know I was bucking my head and Mr. King was looking at me. He didn't say
But me personally, I got tired of learning about purely white history that had no reflection on who I am and who I was. Especially being born in Africa, it's like I'm not learning anything about me and my culture and my people. So that's why I took geography.
This country is so diverse as well. Like,
bro.
especially
London.
London.
man,
Exactly, you both said
diversity.
it. This is London, fam. So can't you have like you've got kids from all over the globe, man. So when it comes to something like history, you gotta make sure that it might not be equal. But you gotta make sure you're teaching world history.
Diverse.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
World history.
The history of mankind.
Yeah, fam.
Not just the white man and your so-called superiority over us.
Apart from like history, World War II, and that, all I can remember is like a bit of Roman stuff and 1066 and all the English kings.
That's the main thing.
That's all I
It's like
remember.
World War II, 1066, and that's really all I remember
and
from
just
history.
all the English kings and that.
I'm like thinking like, bro.
But our
like,
history teachers were shit back then. But yeah, man.
that's
I'm not talking about Mr. King. Mr. King.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
man's violating
Like,
Mr. King.
I'm not talking about
Mr.
Mr. King.
You was a legit teacher. I just
Bro.
He
He
was the
didn't
only
like
one
history.
though.
the
Like,
so
nigga
that's
went
why I
to
was opening
Oxford
a lesson.
University, fam. Like he was
Nah,
educated.
Mr. King will say, but he was the only one. The other history teachers were shit.
and he
Like,
also he also liked the students.
No,
as
Mr.
well.
Connie was geography. I
yeah,
think
and Mr. Cosman was, I think, was a history teacher, and I think he was good. Oh nah, man, come on, man, come on, have some. You see,
Yo, that's
All the
crazy.
time. All the time.
man,
I see all the
I'd chat to it.
Sorry.
I mean, we're talking about a girl, a uni girl, yeah.
Do you want to do better than that?
Do better, sir.
But we're gonna talk about that level of topic is for a different
discussion.
different episode.
No, man, I'm only for the political ones, man. You get me? Only for the political ones.
Right.
I'm just gonna listen to the other ones. You get me?
Interesting.
But now school basically, yeah. But however, as bad as the school system is, us as the pupils did not contribute to bettering the system. We played along with it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
We were all bad kids. Us three sitting at the table.
Whoa.
We were bad kids in school. We did not listen to teachers.
What?
Some of us out here knocking teeth out people's mouths.
Stop that.
was
Stop
just
that, man.
us growing up, that was just our teenagers.
Kids will be kids, bro. I don't think that's a very fair statement. Kids will be kids.
No,
That-
bro.
no, I'm not
let's not cap because
Yeah.
they did definitely say that our year was the most disgusting year they had in year
Bro,
nine.
are you
Is
ready?
it?
Are you
The
ready?
worst year they
Listen.
ever had.
Do you not remember
Worst.
the teachers that we had in year 9 and
Was
year
we that
10?
bad?
Bro,
What, me though?
like we made half of the teachers in our school, not that taught us in our school, leave in a year. Like 50% of the teachers just said, I can't do this.
They weren't ready.
Nah, they couldn't handle it. And a lot of time, I can't lie to you, I was just in the classroom busting jokes. I wasn't even contributing to that.
Certain people, like you see, you're not gonna go into a Miss Gunway class and go and mess about. Certain teachers cannot like. No, what's the right word for it?
Cannot teach.
No, but it's like
They can't handle it.
certain man, like even
They
Mr.
can't control the
Chowe,
room.
Certain man, yeah, got the room. You see when Mr. Chowe comes in and it's been
But
loud.
Eyes are
But
piercing.
And he's
the
looking
thing is,
around.
right,
Excuse
the
me?
thing is,
Everyone's got a teacher like this.
the
They
thing is,
know.
right, I feel like teachers that succeed in schools like we went to, right? Either paying female teachers, because a lot of us at young age would just then be admiring, listening, being bare quiet. For example, if you were walked into a Miss Wallace class or a Miss
I'm not
S
involved.
class,
I don't agree with this guy.
should I expose him?
Name drop it.
Should I expose him? Should I expose him?
What is on,
drop
fam?
it.
Should I expose you? Should I expose you,
Don't
bro?
expose me, bro. I don't want to be exposed.
Should
bro.
I expose you?
No.
Then behave.
Bro?
Then
I
behave.
don't
But
say it.
anywho, I'm just going through the literal truth. Cause a lot of the time, if it was a black teacher, they had that mutual respect, and you just
Yeah, I was
sort of
just about to
behave.
say, like,
For example, Mr. Owa, he's not even strict. He's a fun guy, busting bare jokes in all of his lesson. But when he's talking, you shut up.
But certain teachers are just not dickheads. Like Mr. O is not a dickhead,
Yeah.
fam.
But
Certain
I was gonna say,
teachers
most
just
of
come to the class and be like,
teachers
you're
that
just a
we
dickhead.
respected, they were ethnic teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need ethnic teachers in ethnic communities
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the
yeah.
students can relate to them.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think it has to be just,
Actually, no,
just
I
ethnic.
can't.
No,
Like,
yeah, of course not. Of course not. Nah, it's got to be mixed.
certain-
What was that? What the white? My English teacher. What's his name again?
It does.
Miss Manley.
No, the man.
Set one in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
The taught us in your tenants or something like that.
Yeah, no.
And then
Oh
he
wait. There's two.
Then he
No,
left. Then he left because he
he
had
taught me
a
in
kid.
year
There's
11.
the bald one.
Yeah, the board one. That's what I'm
Talking
talking
about
about.
the
And
board
he's with the Spanish teacher.
Yeah, the bald one. He's my guy. Still the English
Yeah,
teacher.
no, I respect him so much. I
He's
fuck
my
with him
guy. He
because
got us through GCSE.
yeah, he got me
so-
through GCSE.
But
But
there's
never
a-
thought I was gonna pass.
There's another guy before him though that
Until,
was
like,
30
the
as well.
last minute.
I was gonna say it doesn't have to be a race thing, but having ethnic teachers in
AIDS.
AIDS it helps. It helps. You've seen a reflection of someone that's successful, somewhat in a middle class job. Should be middle class because it should be paid more. Let's be real,
Yeah.
but in a professional job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Should be living comfortably.
Yeah.
Should be able to buy a
I
car,
believe
stuff like that. You know
A
what I'm trying
good
to say?
mix of like both will go a long way. But it can't just be any black teacher or just any white teacher. It's got to be teachers that can actually teach and are one of the teach said group of kids, for example. Because a lot of time, some of the teachers, whether they were black or not, that came to our school, they didn't want to be there. They didn't want to teach. And when we see that in a classroom that you're not really here to
But
teach,
what's the bald guy's name, fam? It's bugging.
Nah,
But
yeah, it's
go on.
bugging me now as well.
when you don't want to teach, we're just going to take the absolute piss. And that's what happens.
It's true.
Like Mr. Priest.
The
I feel
hell
sorry
is
for the
that?
guy, you know. I genuinely.
The RE teacher.
He wasn't there. He wasn't in the class.
He wasn't our he was, fam, I remember, fam, because
What year was this?
Because I gave you
This
my
is year
homework to
9.
copy once, yeah. I gave you my
Wait,
homework.
was we in that corner?
Bro, it was the. Shut up! I was like,
He lost it, bro. I looked at Michael, and
Because I was there, I think I was talking something like about FIFA or something to Sam, yeah, and then because I didn't care. It's only like I'm walking up to the exam without a fight, I'm gonna get A anyway.
Ari's a joke,
It's
man.
like, listen, I used to go to church every Sunday. It's like, so like when it comes to my Christianity, I know it. If it's about Islam, I'll ask them. I'll talk to my Muslim friends and they'll tell me.
That's never a lesson that any
literally
takes
so
serious, bro.
So like, I always knew I'm going to get to A in this class, like no matter what I do. So I'm out mess about. And then I don't know who he was shouting at. I don't know who
He
it
was
was.
shouting the whole cut because no one cared about it.
No one did work.
I remember what happened. I remember what happened. This guy's dumb. You know what I'm trying to say? He put us in groups. Yeah.
I don't know why he did that.
Then the groups, we just did whatever the fuck we wanted to do.
Oh, why he
And
did
he was like,
that?
wait, he had 10. He just went Super Saiyan, bro.
Do you know what's mad? Like after that, we didn't see him again, and apparently he moved to India. Like the man moved continents, bro.
I think he's half Indian. You know?
No, he was.
He always talked about like his family that we cared.
You
bro.
can see he was half Indian, but bro,
we didn't care, bro.
That one lesson.
I don't care if you're from India, from my country.
His lesson
you're
was
a waste, man.
free. It was a free lesson, but it was a free session. It wasn't.
It was a free
moved
period.
continents,
Yeah, free
fam.
Yeah, trust me.
Bloody crazy, fam. It's ridiculous. But nah, them lessons there. That is what I'm saying. That we played along with the system. Lessons like that.
No, but sir, I feel like that's the system failing us, fam. You can't expect kids to take a guy seriously that can't manage a classroom, fam.
It's true.
Very true.
Fam, we're kids, fam.
That-
It's not like
that's
we're
also true.
21. We weren't this age with this brain, with this amount,
That's
this
why
level of
I didn't
competence,
take that into
fam.
account.
We were flipping
Yeah.
some 15-year-olds.
The hormones flying all over the room.
I see my little brother and his friends all making these dumb little kid jokes and them all laugh. I'm like, that wasn't funny, fam. You lot are idiots. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but obviously at that age,
That's
that's a joke.
That's a joke.
But at that age, we used to be busting in that.
Nah, it's true.
Literally.
Yeah, man.
That's not. It's actually so true. Cause I was actually going through Facebook the other day, and I looked at some of the stuff that I saw on my timeline, and I was like, why was I laughing at that in 2014? That wasn't funny.
Yeah, man. Because you were
yeah.
just tapped. You were just tapped because you were younger, man. I feel like it's the system's responsibility at the end of the day to give us quality teaching. Obviously,
At our school, they
responsibility comes
miserably
into it, but
Our school was a guinea pig school when it first started.
It's true.
One side was military camp, the other side was do whatever the hell you want. Quite literally, we got the short straw by going to military camp.
No, we got the good straw, brethren.
Was it?
Most of the
no,
people-
okay. In hindsight, it's a good. Excuse me, it's a good straw. However, looking back at it, during the period whilst we're in the rain, reading outside in the snow,
they were really
reading
brilliant.
outside, you can't hang around in groups of more than 6 because like, oh, you're gonna form gangs and that. It's like, bro, we're in
at
school.
5 p.m.
yeah. Why did they do that? That was really weird. Like,
Bro,
it's
it's an experiment. It was an experiment. Like Evelyn and Grace were basically two different entities, seeing how can we control kids, which method will provide the better
Because
grades.
they weren't doing that on the other
Yeah,
side.
because we
literally
all
just
knew
Grace
people that
that
went
was doing that.
Evelyn. The school was you do what you want, bro. Like they don't care. And whereas you come Grace, what's the teacher that's been there from the beginning? Oh my days, the strict.
Miss Lang.
Yes, for example, officer number 1, super strict. Corridors can't talk. You got to walk in single file. You got to wear white socks.
That was like
black
prison.
hat.
That was like prison, and like to guys that didn't go to our school, we're not actually joking. That
Yeah,
was like prison.
That was
You
reality.
couldn't speak in the hallways after. So remember after class and going to the hallways,
Yeah.
be kids laughing and joking, walking around. Yo, what one?
we
What lesson
didn't
you
get
got?
that.
Biology.
When it
Yeah,
was,
man's got.
when they said
'Cause you
walk
can't
on the
do that,
left-hand
fam.
side, they meant
They walk on
the
left
left-hand
in a
side,
line.
cuz.
On top of that, we had.
They were police. They were like govs in
Re-
fucking HMP.
Remember
fam.
your 7 lunchtime. It's meant to be an hour lunch. However, you get specifically 30 minutes to play, to be outside, and 30 minutes to eat. You don't get to just eat your lunch in 2 minutes and go with your friends and
Yeah,
do whatever.
fam. That was
you had to sit in the lunch hall for 30
Oh, and you had to
minutes.
sit with your form group.
Yeah.
You know how awkward and uncomfortable
Bro.
that is.
Yeah,
I didn't even like my form from the
That's
beginning.
what I'm
fam.
saying. I didn't
me
like
neither.
them.
Literally, it's
I was
like
thinking, I don't like these black people.
The only person in my form that I would still like chat to is Ellis, yeah, and flipping Ellis is the year above,
Yeah.
and flipping Brandon
Yeah.
English.
yeah. My phone.
I'm dropping names. I'm dropping second names on that. Sorry, bro.
Bare names, fam.
Bare governments on that.
Sorry, bro.
But the only one in my phone group, I think, wasn't even in my phone, just the same room was Chem. In that year 7.
I mean, it was just weird. Like,
Bro, it was an experiment.
It was almost, but it's almost like we're some sort of a threat if we are in groups more than 5 people.
Yeah.
If we're like,
Literally.
what's the problem?
And the school was like 99.99999% black.
Oh, but bro.
Basically 100.
There was about 5 white people in our year.
Literally.
And then our people that weren't black were either they were either Asian or they were probably Latino.
Yeah.
And the Latinos, half of them were black. So,
like, bro, I'm telling you, it was literally a social experiment on trying to control kids' behavior. I remember slant. You gotta sit a certain way. You gotta always look wherever the teacher walks and speaks. You can't just be there making noise. You gotta
to be
track.
fair, some of that stuff is actually still kind of useful now because
but
with like interviews and stuff, I be tracking.
Yeah, but when they walk behind you, you gotta like.
Yeah,
no.
I still do that
Then when that Miss Coates came into the school, we had to stand up when she walked into the room.
Miss Coates,
Miss Jackets.
She thought she was the
queen.
What was that, the head teacher?
Yeah. Miss Coates, remember
the one that when she walks into the room, you got to stand and say hello.
She brought Saturday's attention and she brought a yardman. What's it called? Number 2. He was crazy as well, fam.
Yeah. Literally.
But I thought when he was speaking, I felt like No.
Mr. Bid.
You don't remember, bro. Miss Coates was like that short white woman.
She brought in the ranking order.
She brought the ranking thing.
Was said we will finish school at 3:30 now. That's the only good thing she did.
Yeah, that's she.
That
She started Friday detentions and that.
Saturday detentions.
No, but the
Friday.
The Friday 2 hours. Yo, they were lit though.
They were
lit.
No, but I swear down, it was like Mission Impossible trying to bunk those. I swear down.
It was.
I swear down because there was 2 men at the gates, yeah, and they'll have the list for the detentions, innit? So they're at the gates. So at
when we
both
say military,
exits,
this is what we mean. Military, fam.
they're at both exits here, but man knew, okay, at a certain time, Mr. Bay is gonna get hungry, gonna go to the cafeteria. Man gonna be baking up in a certain room. And I'll see him cut from there, from like the 3rd floor, and then just run down and hope he's not there by the time man gets down, bro.
Just remembered another teacher that genuinely just wanted bad things from me, Miss Madison, Peter Griffin. Oh, I hate that lady.
Miss Madison.
Maths teacher. Fat, never got off a chair.
Oh, yeah,
Wherever she went in the
she
classroom,
didn't teach me. She didn't teach me.
She was rolling in her chair. Imagine Peter Griffin with long hair.
No, she was fat. She never got out of her chair.
Never
she was
got out of her
fat,
chair.
yeah, but I wouldn't say she was that fat. But because she never got out of her chair, she's just fat for that. Like she went to, like she goes to the toilet and rolls to the toilet, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell.
Now imagine, right? Me, it's maths. I've always had maths in my life, so when it comes to maths, I'm going to genuinely learn because I enjoy it.
No, yeah, that was on you.
However, I sat down next to a girl that was always just trouble. Always just trouble.
What girl?
Sorry to interrupt the listen, but can we deep how much of a setup chick this guy is? He knows said name cannot be said for many reasons, but here he is trying to get me killed. And I mean that literally. Killed. Do better, please. Anyways, enjoy the listen. Continue.
I didn't have problems with her in there because like she didn't really care. We're just there in the lesson. However, man will sit down. I would say one word. Oh, Edna, get out.
Get out.
Literally, sometimes I wouldn't do anything. There'll be people around me doing bare stupid things. Me, I'll start laughing because it's funny. Oh yeah, get out my lesson. I'll be like, but what? Oh, you got a Friday detention. I was like, you know what? Let me not get
teachers like that are just a bit
like.
What's the reason?
A lot of times, genuinely, I did nothing. Did nothing. Oh, because back then you get 2 detentions, you get a Friday. You get a 3rd one, you get a Saturday.
It was so quick, fam.
Bro.
Honestly.
Bro, in the maths lesson, I will bop in within 2 minutes. I got a half an hour detention after school, like that. Next day, same thing. That's really too. So that means I spent a 2-hour detention writing. I will never do this again on paper.
Wait a second. The 2 hours detention happens when we finish at 5 o'clock.
Nah.
I'm about to say.
This was Miss Coates in there.
Leaving school at 7 o'clock.
Like fam, that's what I'm saying. It's like some teachers just genuinely wanted bad, fam. And what's mad is when it came to the test, yeah, even though I'm not in the lesson learning, I'll do better than all her stupid ass students. Pagan.
So you just called everyone in the class stupid?
They
So
wish
if you were in Edna's class
What year
when
was this?
when
Year 9.
so if you
So
were in
if you were in
Edna's,
year 9,
No, year 9.
next
No,
class.
year 9 because I was in set 1. I was in set 1 for maths for year 10.
Edna just called you dumb. Okay.
Basically, yeah. I can admit that. You're not dumb, but you're not as smart as me. I can say that.
Damn, who's in that class?
I don't know, but set 2 maths for me, 70 and 9. I was therefore one of the
Yeah,
smart.
I was in your class, but I'm not. I know. I can't rap with you maths.
You're the English politics guy and history guy.
Madden's, I can't.
When
do
it comes
maths.
to numbers, I enjoyed that.
I defer. I'll defer to you.
I'm a geek for numbers, fam. Simple as.
Numbers are shit. Words is where it's at.
Numbers are the best.
Tell him again. Look at him. Look at him.
Read some books, guys, man. Yeah, man.
I've got books to read, bro. You need to read some
Do
books.
some maths equations. Do your work. That's what you need to, guys. Do
Who?
your work in general.
Oh yeah, talking about doing work. A girl, I believe it was a girl in America, got arrested for not doing her work
Her
during the
homework.
quarantine period. Her homework.
true?
Yeah.
She got detained.
She got literally detained.
Yeah, so let's. I think this is a good segment to talk about white privilege, because a white person, like, why white people not getting
No.
pulled for that? You always see it's
All
always
her
black
friends
people.
as well in that
Yeah.
class were like, I
what's-
didn't do my
Yeah,
homework.
literally.
Why
they'll-
haven't I been?
One of her white friends held up a poster like near the police station and that saying,
Yeah,
I should be detained.
literally.
I should be detained too because I was just like her, not caring and not doing my work. And that's the level of privilege that white people could do what they want, knowing there's no sort of repercussion that's gonna come to them in life. And a lot of time, there's been severe cases. For example, in America, there was this this man that raped, I believe, it was like 3 low teenage years black females, and if he were black, he would have gotten a severely long sentence. Because he was white, guess what he got?
What?
6 months community service.
For raping.
6 months
3
community
females.
service. Despite the fact there was hard proof that he genuinely raped multiple females.
That's how this world still.
Even in the UK,
No,
there,
some of
was,
the- yeah, go
there,
on.
was, there was a lady a couple years back that went to, I believe it was Oxford or Cambridge, stabbed the boyfriend during the argument, and
Yeah.
the judge said, "I'm not going to do anything about it because the future's too bright."
Yeah, if your future's bright, you can break the law.
So stupid.
Imagine that.
But I'm not gonna let off someone who's been selling drugs when they literally maybe they were born into a lone parent family. Mum's got disabilities and there's no money on the table.
Yeah.
There's no food on the table.
That's what people forget. A lot of people that sell drugs, a lot of, like, for example, black youths in our community that sell drugs, they're not selling hardcore drugs. They're selling C grade drugs that won't really harm you, and they're doing it not because they want to, they have to.
Oh, fam, you see,
They literally have to. Otherwise, they will be out on the street with no money, nowhere to sleep, no food, none of that. And people just see them as thugs and whatnot, when in fact they're just trying to provide.
I think, me personally, I feel like if you feel like people that sell marijuana or consume weed, like at this point in time, I just think you're just very stupid. It's so the science is so clear on this. Okay,
They are uneducated.
alcohol is worse for you than weed.
Do you know
End
what's
of
mad?
the story. End of the story. Why is alcohol legal and weed not legal?
Do you know what's mad? I was having this argument with my mum because I told her, yeah, mum, I smoke weed, innit?
You told, yeah.
I was like, because I don't like having things with my mum nowadays, and I just tell her the truth, innit? And the comfort came
No,
up.
I hear that, fam. Man's a big man for them things.
Literally, the comfort came up, so I told her willingly, and then we were talking, and then I was like, mum, there's no need for you to worry, because one, I don't abuse it. I'm not here smoking like 100 pounds of weed every week on a weekly. Like, I know my limits and I control
On the other
myself.
hand,
And then on top of that, I was like, mum, alcohol quite literally kills a whole lot more people than weed.
weed can't really kill you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like year in, year out, alcohol's killing people, damaging people's lives, and yet it's legal. Why? Because the white man likes it. The white man deems it the right way. You could drink alcohol, so they're going to keep selling and making it legal. Whereas weed, that is seen as this thuggish, black, non-white drug, is going to be deemed bad. Oh, it's You gotta make it illegal. You gotta incarcerate all the people that consume it, that said it.
I honestly think that's the only reason why it's still illegal.
Quite literally,
because it's just a way to control
Yeah.
and to castrate the black community.
yeah, literally,
Kick us in jail. Easier to kick us in jail.
and especially in America,
it's the most.
it damaged so many black households in America. It's ridiculous. Despite, and it's still doing so now, despite the fact that there are many corporations now in America profiting.
Yeah, there's
off of weed.
so many states that now make it legal, but all the people you put in jail are still in jail for selling.
Yeah, shout out Obama. I don't like Obama, but at least he freed a lot of people that
Yeah,
were non-violent.
Make up your skin still.
yeah. But he did a lot wrong, but he did some good.
Yeah, that's one of the best things he did. To be honest, he freed a lot of people
Yeah, but
that were in jail for like weed and stuff.
that's what
like
I'm
that.
saying. And in the UK, they're talking about legalizing marijuana finally. It's like, bro, just do it.
They're talking about it, but I
I doubt they'll do
under the Conservative government, I don't see
Yeah,
any reason for them to do that
Yeah.
whatsoever.
quite literally, because even in the UK and America, like, yeah, like for example, back to the police thing, we're gonna more likely to be stopped and searched and However, a white person's more likely to use drugs and hardcore drugs. Like a black guy that my age might smoke a bit of weed here and there just to, because he can, or he might be doing it for like pain or whatever. But some of these muzungos out here,
Oh, I'm not involved.
I'm not involved.
I just,
He just said we're zungles.
bro, they are just straight up snorting cocaine, doing
I mean, yeah.
all these other things simply because they can, and they're doing it, and they will carry it with them, knowing they will not be affected.
Personally, I don't feel like these drugs should be illegal. And when I say these drugs, I mean these Class A drugs. And that doesn't mean that I feel like people should be, encouraged to take these drugs. But I feel like people take drugs for a reason, and people that take drugs like coke and that whatsoever. Obviously, coke's not good for you, and obviously neither is weed, especially when you smoke it, and neither is alcohol. But like, I just feel like people that do harder drugs like crack and stuff like that, it shouldn't be illegal. Like, it shouldn't be a crime to do it. These people need help. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They're not. Then like, it's not rational if you
Yeah.
take crack. It's not rational.
Yeah.
It can kill you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So these people need help. They don't need
Prison is not the place for them to go.
yeah, prison is not a place.
Like, they need to go to an institute that's going to help them recover.
And
get clean.
for the people that are selling drugs, there's always going to be a demand for drugs if people want them. You know what I'm trying to say? It's simple economic supply and demand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So you're locking people up. You're just going to continue to lock people up. You're just going to create a big old prison. That's what we have in the UK.
That's what it is.
A big old prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Them same officers that's still going to go buy it for themselves.
No, 100%.
They don't need to. Once they're confiscated, they can
I was
keep
about
it.
to say that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do you know how much drugs and money
Go missing.
The police confiscate? Last year, the government seized something like over 20
You know how much that
billion,
goes missing, bro?
20 billion. And that's only the figure that they disclose. So I'm not assuming it's going to be a little higher than that.
Yeah, bro, maybe so.
And every time they
20.1 billion.
disclose something, them officers, before they got to write up the report on that, they were like, yeah, let me just keep a little bit here. Boom. And that's them good.
Got a little spliffy for the home, you get me, for the yard.
So yeah, fam, it's a wild one still. But yeah, it's been a long one, and we're going to continue this conversation another time. You feel me?
Yeah, we've got to do a part 2 to this.
Literally.
This is a very big
We got a bit off topic in that.
Very broad topic.
We got off topic, but there are some facts here and there. Interesting listen. So thank you for staying this long. If you're still here, I've been here with my man my man JJ, as he likes to be called. I've been your boy Lito. We out.